these things.
There, the only feel I'm thinking there, and I'm thinking I've got a club face or nothing. All I'm thinking of is my hands coming into my shoulder.
Perfect, that's fine. So if that is your swing thought, that is your feeling, okay? Because that's why I say a golf swing can't be seen, okay? What you feel you're doing, okay, creates the club coming back to the golf ball. It's what you've got to try and do over and over again. But what you feel you do to do this, I've got people I give lessons to bring their hands in close to their body. So their feeling of bringing the hands back to the same position you are on this right hand swing to strike the ball as well as those last 4 or 5 shots were, for them, is reach out. It's getting the same position relative to the golf ball as you are. But you, if I said to you, reach out, you'd ever risk something, wouldn't you? I mean, reach out is like, over there, Steve. It's all very different individual swings, you see. They're never going to be the same. They might look similar in terms of the actual movement, but the feeling that you're having to create that move will be chalk and cheese to the next person, okay? So setup-wise, looking a lot better, okay? Considering the fact you haven't been striking it great, you are still standing with a really good posture, really good line. That's why your driver's going as well, because confidence is up with the driver, yeah? You know, you hit the driver pretty well. You know you can't shank it to start with, so that's one good thing. So you stand the golf ball really nicely, okay? Now with the irons, as you go back, hands go back nicely there, that's okay, and the hands going forward there, so look at the shoulders, there's your hands outside your shoulders there, club coming back now as you can see, and then there's your contact off the heel of the golf club, and the ball just shoots, the ball then just shoots off, low off to the right there, and yeah, as you said, there's no future playing golf that way, and it's even more frustrating, because I think if it got to the point where, okay, you hit your irons like that, you slice your driver over there, or you top your driver, you'd go, okay, I'm just a bad golfer. You wouldn't sort of be too upset because, okay, I'm not very good yet, maybe I'm not ever going to be very good. If you can smack a driver 250 as you did on the first last week, and then you do that, you're like, it's more of a kick in the teeth, isn't it? It's like taking on 10 players in football, they're missing open goal, isn't it? It's like, I've done all the hard work and then mess it up, okay? So the feeling with these swings here now, you can see your hands and arms now when they come back down into impact. This is the shorter version, obviously. You can see your hands and arms now under the shoulders there, yeah? So nicely connecting to the body there, okay? All working nicely. You're not creating a gap between your legs and your hands reaching out that way, okay? So as you go back with this one, this is obviously a lot shorter swing. Hands coming back down, just on that yellow line, and a reasonable strike there, okay? Swinging through, and that was about a 20-30 yard shot. And then with these swings now, you just gradually built them up over time to get a little bit longer. So hands and arms working in and under those shoulders nicely, coming back down, striking the middle part of the golf club, we can see, frame later, there we go, striking the part of the golf club we can actually make contact with. Hands, you can see now underneath the shoulders a lot better, rather than reaching out. The gap between your legs and your hands is slightly smaller there than it is there. It's minimal visually because it's only about that much. That's all it's got to be, okay? When you bring in the golf club in, I mean, the sweet spot of the hill is probably about an inch and a half at most. So that's how much we're bringing the golf ball in, or the golf club in, to make contact, okay? So by doing these swings, get the better contact. And once you start getting that contact, the feeling for you is to bring your hands and arms down underneath, and every single shot from thereafter, you see a nice good sort of straight line down from your shoulders there to your hands, as opposed to probably there, okay? Everything's a lot more just underneath the shoulders. That was the feeling you created, the feeling you had.
When I'm striking the ball,
yeah.
Should I be rotating after I stroke the ball? Or
well, you do, to be fair. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you rotate. What you'll find when you swing the top of the batsman, I mean, I'm always a bit hesitant to say because it can get a bit technical. When you swing a golf club, you rotate the top of the backswing, you unwind your body to there. As you strike the golf ball, your body stays quite still. Your arms will then release through, and then your body comes through afterwards. But just to try and put that into when I first kind of realised this years and years ago, I tried doing it and I fell over because my body was like, my arms were going around this, I just completely all over the place. So a lot of times it happens anyway. Obviously the better the golfer, the better that move. I'll show you some videos in a second. We finished there with how you watch people's swings, like the professionals, obviously they talk like McIlroys and these boys, etc. How they sort of coil up, unwind, break their body, the club comes through like a whiplash, almost like a car on the motorway, 100 mile an hour, they slam the brakes on, everything in the back flies forward. It's that kind of sensation they're trying to create. Most golfers create a minimal version of that, but you're not going to be a short hitter, so there's nobody worried about trying to get more distance. For me, it's about you controlling that strike point, getting your hands under your shoulders, and you can see these are going out 70 or 80 yards, and then you sort of went a bit longer and longer and longer. So when you got this, I think this might have been the fullish one to finish with, okay? So we can sort of see where that goes from there now. That was still probably a shortish one, but that's still gone 100. That was the last one, yeah. So we just built up from 20 to 50 to 70 to 90, and the last one was like 110 or 120. Just getting that sensation of the arms swinging over. Yeah, exactly. And if you, and in some ways, something we discussed, I think it was the second on the button last time we played, if you got into wind, don't try and smash it hard, because in your head, once you get to the top of the backswing here, a bit further back of this actually, once you get to the top of the backswing here, when you want...
Back a little bit, or is that okay?
It will go back further, obviously, as you're playing more.
The angle in that club, is that
No, that's fine. No, that's pretty good to be fair. The thing is, it's not necessarily the angle of the club, it's more where your hands are. The club angle's good, but your hands are nicely in front of your chest there, okay? Some of the swings you made in the past, this was okay, but some of the shots, your hands are kind of a bit more towards this position. So if your hands are sort of going out here in front of your chest too far, okay, then when you go down, you're still going to go straight down, but you're going to be this side of that red line, and that's the problem, okay? So your arms are going to work nicely back in front of your chest, which you do on most of these cases, okay? But when you try to put power on, or hit the ball further or harder, the arms then sort of get thrown out, and then once the arms are out in that direction, you catch and heel the golf club, and it just shoots off that way. And I think it's like frustration sometimes then kicks in, just like, just trying to whack it as hard as you can, and just, yeah, again, I've been there, and I've had the shanks myself, and they are very destructive. I mean, it's probably the only shot in golf that I think I actually had one person actually quit the game. I'm not trying to scare anything, he would quit the game, but this guy played for like 40 years, 30 years, and he got down to 7 or 8 handicap, so good player, couldn't make 100, couldn't make 120. The only way he could play golf was like chipping hybrids or non-heeled based clubs, so like, is it like a 6-iron, 5-iron hybrid, so par 5s you could get away with it, could get within like 30 yards, maybe with 2 shots and chip on, but that was about it. Any par 3s he was ruined unless it was 200 yards or more, so and eventually you quit golf, because if you're hooking it or slicing it, you kind of can play with that.
Par 3s as well,
yeah, well exactly, yeah, because an iron's going in your hand, isn't it? And that's the thing, and in some way an iron for you, or no, a par 3 for you, is a hole you should be looking to pick up shots on, because if you're trying to score under 100 sort of benchmark, okay, and getting underneath that regularly, then 5.5 average per hole. So par 3 is a controlled environment, flat lie, you tee it up, you get a perfect line, you can decide where you put it. That's potential for 3s and 4s. Well, that's going to be 2.5, 1.5 shots under your 5.5 sort of marker, which will then recover any potential 7s and 8s or whatever you're on a par 5 or a long par 4. So the par 3 should be your saviours, but at the moment if you're scared of your irons, you just chuck them away, aren't you? So yeah, feel the arms and hands underneath the shoulders, get that club swing around the body better, and again that left arm will then sort of finish a little bit higher. It won't need to sort of pull quite so far sort of down here and the old little chicken wing to the side there. That make sense?
Yeah.
Excellent.